I'm a Centurion, Longinus. My name is of little importance. Stationed in Jerusalem, many miles from my home, among a people that are by Rome considered dogs. Caught up in endless religious squabbling, factions fighting for power, insurrections. We were sent to keep the peace. And keep the peace we would. It's a violent peace. It's a brutal peace. There's only one way to keep peace among dogs. It's with brute strength and overpowering force. And that's what we came to provide. But there was this day. Started out as any other day. Rise early, collect the prisoners, take them to their crucifixion, and keep the peace. And so we did. We started out. We got our prisoners. The same tired faces of the same pitiful souls. Their pitiless cries and their sullen, empty eyes. Our violence was routine. It moved me little. My heart had seen much. But I was growing weary of it. I grew weary even of myself and of the stone that I had for a heart. Among the prisoners this day, there was one different from the usual ones. He was wearing a robe, and on his head was a crudely fashioned crown of thorns that had been beaten down into the flesh. His face was swollen beyond recognition, and his eyes were bloodied, and yet they were kind. It unnerved me. There was life in these eyes. We set about our business. We took the prisoners, and this one in particular, being dressed as he was, I think Yeshua Bar Yosef, they called him. Some said a miracle worker. Said he could raise the dead to life. Miracles. Ha! Miracles. But we paraded them through town to make a mockery and to display one more time the power of Rome. We took them up to a place called the Skull. We set about our usual work, threw them down on a cross, the piercing of hands with nails, the piercing of feet with nails, the blows of hammers, the cries of pain. Those eyes. Those eyes. Forgive me, good friends. We took the cross and we dropped it in its hole. And we left him suspended there between heaven and earth to die, as we had done so many times before. It was about midday. The sun was bright. It was a clear morning. The sun was high in the sky. And for some inexplicable reason, darkness covered the whole of the land. For 3 hours we stood there in the darkness, this eerie, silent darkness. My thoughts, there's nothing to do but wait. My thoughts, they tormented me. The darkness of my own heart tormented me. The darkness of my soul was reflected in the heavens. And then he spoke with a voice with power that I had never heard from the lips of the dying. And he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? In a moment I knew those were not his words, they were mine. He was torment. The separation was mine. The darkness of the hour was mine. And then he breathed out again, and in a loud voice gave up the ghost. And at that moment, it's like all hell broke loose. The ground beneath my feet began to shake, and boulders bigger than a man began to split in two. And at that very moment in the temple, a curtain. Those Jewish priests told me about this curtain. It was to keep God's presence away from us. That curtain that no man or beast could go beyond, that separated God from you and from me. It was torn from the top to the bottom. Could it be? Could it be that in this moment, his God, no, now my God, had torn through the constraints and come to meet me in the moment of my deepest darkness? It was so. And I knew that it was so. His God had become my God in a moment of my desperation. Those eyes, those life-giving eyes, they had seen me. And they filled my darkness with light. With light. The only thing I could do. The only thing I could do. I heard a voice speak, but it sounded like mine, but no, it wasn't even my voice. It was my soul crying out. And the only thing that I was left to say was, this truly is the Son of God. Those eyes.